Italy, 71 BC. The gladiator Spartacus has escaped from slavery, built a huge rebel following, and forged a formidable army. The slave rebels have ravaged Italy for 2 years, destroying every Roman army sent to break them. Now Rome has summoned all its might to crush the slave rebellion. The two forces meet in the foothills of the Apennine Mountains. Commanding one of the armies is a team of 4 from Bristol.
Die, die.
Dissecting their every move are 2 military experts. Can Spartacus and his rebels win their freedom, or will they meet a brutal end at the hands of the Roman legions?
Just wait, because in war, nothing ever goes your way.
This is Time Commanders. With Eddie Mayer in our 21st century command centre are a ferryboat crew from Bristol. Rob Salvage, 45, rank General. Elise Hercombe, 23, rank General. Dean Wells, 33, rank Lieutenant. Biddy Diamond, 33, rank Lieutenant.
So you all work in the ferry business?
Is that right? Yes.
And hilariously, Rob, you work in the boat business, and your surname is Salvage.
I know. Everybody has a real good laugh about that.
Except here. Never mind. Please, I believe you know everything there is to know about Bristol Harbour.
I did loads of research for handheld computer tours around the harbour.
Handheld computer tours around the harbour? Do
Yeah,
people no
it's just
longer
a
look at the
project.
view anymore? They have to...
Oh no, they have to do that as well. It's just
Right.
a pilot project.
Sickening, isn't it? Dean, you've got some handy skills. You've meditated with Tibetan monks.
I have, yes. Yeah.
And you've been swimming with
Tibet.
alligators in the Amazon.
Yeah, I've been around Asia for 10 months, and last year just came back from South America.
Well, why do you hate Bristol so much?
It's slightly warmer and nicer scuba diving on the Colombian coast.
Right.
But Bristol's nice.
And how are you involved in all this?
I started off crewing, and I now skipper the boats as well.
And not many women do that in this country.
No.
do they? It's not a man's job or anything, is it?
No, God, no. No. Women are much better drivers of boats than men.
OK, well, good luck. Let's find out more about the battle you're going to be fighting. Our 2 historical experts, Sol and Eric, are down here. They've been checking everything that you're about to see for historical accuracy.
Dr. Eric Nussbacher, Senior Lecturer in War Studies, Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst. Dr. Saul David, Military Historian and Author.
We're safely in their hands as they reveal to you the task that lies ahead. Brace yourself.
South Italy, Battle of the River Silarus, which probably doesn't mean much to you, but the name of the generals will. It's 71 BC, and it's fought between the slave armies of Spartacus and the Roman armies of Crassus. And you're going to be the gladiators.
So you guys are going to be playing a bunch of slaves coming up against a huge mechanical killing machine that is going to do its best to turn you all into bloody little ribbons. But you are confident because every time you've met a Roman army in the past, you've defeated it. The problem is that the Romans now take you very seriously, and 3 big Roman armies are coming at you from 3 different directions. And you've got to fight these 3 big armies one at a time in order to survive. As escaped slaves, any of you guys who are caught are going to be killed.
All right, so Eric, thank you. Go to your gantry positions if you would, and they're going to watch your every move, see how well or badly you do. The Battle of Silarus River, 71 BC. You're in charge of the slaves, and unlike them, you've got all sorts of extra help. I'm going to show you now the battleground. Have a look.
Spartacus and his 70,000-strong slave army are mustered on top of a steep hill. To their right runs the river Silarus, and beyond that lie the Apennine Mountains. Across a wide valley are 44,000 Romans, led by Marcus Licinius Crassus. One of these armies is going to have to sacrifice the advantage of the high ground.
There we are. What do you see?
It's obviously the river going through there, isn't it? So you've got a hill here and there, and the valley coming through there.
Is it?
You've been there, see?
It's one place I haven't been,
Give
actually.
a dab hand with the contour lines.
Yeah.
The team have got two choices with this ground. They can either stay on the high ground and wait for the Romans to march up the hill, exhaust themselves up on the way, and hopefully take them when they're tired. Or they can actually use the initiative. The problem they've got is because they know two other Roman armies are on their way, they've got to be aggressive, and therefore they've almost certainly got to come off the hill. And if they do that, they give the Romans a good chance of cutting them up in the plain.
We're both in here.
Are you planning a ferry crossing already?
Well, I was just thinking about that. This would be
You're
nice.
always with the eye of the business,
Pick
aren't
people
you?
up here, take them down there.
It's lovely.
Put a little cafe on the side. Beautiful. All right, hang on. Can we go up? Can we go left up here to see what the ground is like there? Does that matter? It looks very kind of rocky and difficult.
Might trip
Yes.
up. Might stub a toe.
Yeah. Whereas the hills are nice and green, aren't they? Might even be a bit marshy, I suppose.
So there's trees sort of over there, isn't there?
Because there's always rocks and trees.
That's it. So that's the rocks over that side.
So we can use the land to
Well, we need to be able to
try
get
and
behind,
get
don't we?
round.
Okay, I think you've got the thrust of the land by now.
Yes.
You want to know a bit more about your troops. Let's do that now.
Okay.
Dean and Biddy can now inspect their troops. The lieutenants must quickly become familiar with the complex slave army and relay information about troop types and capabilities to their generals. Rob and Elise must get their head around how best to use their troops. And it'll be a tough challenge. There are many different types of troops in their 70,000 strong army, which is spread out across the hill.
They have a big army, but a lot of this army is not going to be that effective in battle. What they need to do at the moment, as they're beginning to gather information about their troops, is identify pretty quickly what's worth using in this army in an offensive and aggressive way. And the two elements that genuinely are in that sense are the gladiators and the tribesmen. They've got people who are used to fighting in a mass rush. If they use these two in conjunction and they fix on a relatively small part of the Roman army, they may have some success.
What sort of fighters have we got, Dean?
Okay, right at the bottom of the hill, we have 4 units of tribal warriors.
The tribal warriors from Gaul are escaped slaves, kitted out in their native tribal dress and weapons.
Spartacus's tribal barbarians may not be good at standing in a line and marching in step, but they're very good at killing people.
So we've got 4 units of
We have
tribal
4
warriors.
units at the front, at the bottom of the hill. Just behind them, there's 1 unit of Gaelic skirmishers. They carry in javelins.
So what have you got, Biddy?
I'm on the other side from Dean.
Closest
so
to the river?
I'm closest to the river.
Okay.
On the closest side to the river, I've got light cavalry in the front. Behind the light cavalry is 4 groups of gladiators. 4 big groups of gladiators.
The gladiator element, that hard core of Spartacus's army, are professional fighters. They are trained to be creative with their weapons, to use their weapons in innovative ways, and to take advantage of the weakness of others.
The slave rebellion kicked off when over 70 slave gladiators broke out of a training school in southern Italy. Over the next 2 years, almost 100,000 escaped slaves and peasants joined the gladiator corps.
I've got my archers at the front, and then I've got skirmishers.